What's up? In today's video, we have a photo contest. That's right. I am taking 4 of my friends and I'm challenging them to a photography contest. And that means at the end of the contest, we're also doing a prize, a giveaway specifically, that you can win. All you gotta do, it's free to enter, and all you gotta do is just make a selection, and then we draw the winner at random, and then I send you something really cool. Maybe I should introduce who's competing. We got 2 photographers that you might know, Jonny Roams, Meshna, and then we have 2 DPs that you also might know. That's Kofi, don't even know how to pronounce his last name, and Brady Bessette. Not only are these 4 friends competing to win your hearts, but I've also asked them to share with you one tip that has made their work even better. And I'm really stoked for this one because we are in beautiful Grand Teton National Park. All right, let's go shoot some photos.
I'm looking for interesting compositions, and I think sometimes I'll use aspect ratios to play around with that. So for example, I have my 50R here, really great at that 65-24 kind of X-Pan look, but there's also times where I'm like, 4x3 actually would look better. So kind of playing with compositions using aspect ratio, that's something that I do quite a bit, especially when you have all the megapixels and a big sensor where you can pull that off and do that. So this is a perfect situation where you would use a 65-24.
Yes, for sure.
Most of what you're seeing is going left to right.
Yeah.
And if I try to put a square, then you're losing out on what you would kind of see in the image. So what I'm gonna try to do here is I'm gonna set up kind of both to see what both look like, but I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna go with a wider X-Pan look. And that's just gonna be the composition for here. But later on, as we're going around, there might be certain things where I'm like, 4x3 will work a little bit better.
Are they black here? Is that what they usually get out here?
Grizzlies are more common here, but
It's fun because there's the
dude, I don't know
There's no other way to explain that.
how to grade red footage.
Severely mentally
I'd say like just putting a person in your landscape helps a lot, because everyone knows roughly the size of a human. So if you have a human in your subject, or in your landscape, that can help quite a bit. And then still using a lot of the like standard framing things that you learn in like photography 102 in class or whatever, which is like, you know, center framing or like symmetry or rule of thirds or things like that. Like I actually really like center framing and symmetry. So like we got Keith here, he's fishing. We got a big mountain behind him, right? So like I kind of like to try to put him in
behind here.
So like I want him to be like straight underneath the peak of this.
Yep.
Basically. Which I don't know, I guess that's center framing, right?
Yeah.
And I think that looks pretty good. I'm more of a wide angle guy.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know, switching lenses is annoying.
Yep.
However, you can really show scale with I'm either going like wide or tight.
Okay. There's no in betweens.
I usually don't go in
like
between.
24 or 200.
Yeah, or like 20 or 200.
Okay.
Like, cause you can compress somebody
Even wider.
straight against straight against it. Get out of here. You can compress somebody against a background with like a really long lens. So like if I had a 200 right now, maybe I could get super low with Keith and then like compress him against that that background, which I can't. However, with this being a 61 megapixel sensor, maybe I could ooh, I have my little crop modes here. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, that's a sick shot.
that was good. Do the crop mode. I want to see it in action. Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the rules to this contest. They are super simple. All you have to do is vote for whatever photo you think is best. That's right, I'm taking the best photo from each of these people, myself included. We're going to show it at the end of the video. It's gonna be anonymous. That way you don't know who took it and you don't know what they took it with. And when you vote, we'll tally up the votes. We'll see who wins the most votes, and then we'll pick a random person who selected that person to win. Now, what do you win? This is actually pretty cool. That photo, printed by me in a huge format, signed by the person that took the photo. So if it's Jonny Roams, you get a 1-of-1 Jonny Roams photo signed by Jonny Roams on a huge 17x22 format that I will ship directly to you. Unless you live out of the States, then I can't do this. This has to be local to the United States. Shipping out of the States is just wacky right now. All right, let's go shoot some photos.
My voice just isn't as loud as Kofi's, and I've come to accept that in life. What I'm looking for as a DP with light is, you know, direction, quality, and color. That kind of trio. Like direction, I'm some sort of, you know, I love the backlight. Of course, we always want to backlight everything, but where I see most color and vibrance and contrast come through is almost like 90 degrees to the side and just pushing across. And then, I don't know, I mean, quality of light, I want like dabbles and like salt and pepper of sun coming through trees and stuff. I feel like that gives a really great contrast among everything of exposure and also color, because you get the warmth of the sun coming through from the side, and then you also get that sky casting like a cool, like think of it like some overhead softbox over you. So kind of look at those three things of quality, direction, I guess time of day is direction, like afternoon light, love afternoon light, but also the colors you get in blue sky right after, like 20 minutes after sundown. You get that very soft blanket of light, and if you look at where the sun was, then you get like a really warm glow on you, and the background turns out to be like a very soft blue. Really cool look. That's a ramble. You said quick, and I gave you that, so I
I like it. It gives me plenty to work with.
Perfect.
I think the biggest thing for me is I just try and tell a story with photo and video. I try and think, I don't know, it sounds cliche, but I try and think what I would want to see like 5 years ago, you know, and I just try and cater to the person who wants to get outside and make something, or just wants to get outside and have you know, an adventurous experience. So whenever I'm looking for something, I always try and include like myself so that they can put themselves in the photo or in the video, if that makes sense. It kind of adds like an extra layer of connection. That's the biggest thing, really. Yeah, I want to be authentic, and the best way to be authentic is to just capture what you do on a daily basis. So family is, you know, a core part of my life. The vehicles are a core part of my life, and that helps you connect on another level with people, because you're showing what's real and what you enjoy doing, and that also then just makes the creating process a whole lot easier, because it's what you enjoy doing, and it becomes so much like less effort when it's something you love. Wide is definitely my thing. I mean, before 2 years ago is when I got the Q2. So before that, you know, I was just run and gun with like a 24-70, and I tried out some telephoto lenses. I just never really liked how they looked, really. And it's a lot more convenient, especially if you're filming at the same time as making photos, to just have like one fixed lens. And the nice thing about the Q series is it's really high resolution, and the lens is fantastic. The quality is so good, so you can crop in a lot and effectively get like multiple focal lengths in just this 28mm. And plus the perspective is really nice. It's, you know, it's how I see the world. I feel like it leans more toward what I see on a daily basis. I feel it's just more natural. People say like 50mm is what our eyes are, but I feel, you know, we're seeing a little bit more than that. That makes sense.